Okay, good morning. So, because of the activities sa university, we will be having a recording na lang of our class for the part 2 sa lesson 2, which is the Internet of Things. I suppose we already started this topic naman po during our lecture, but we're just going to have a run-through na lang so that ma-review na to ang uban nga component. At the same time, we can finish the whole lesson also for the chapter 1. So, as we all know, Internet of Things is basically a communication that is being established. One of the approaches is we are using a smart devices such as our smartphone and communications via cloud services and other devices also that are applicable or capable to receive those messages or instructions remotely or via a shared communication. So as you can see here, so there is a person who wants to communicate to his or her television can utilize simply the smartphone that he or she is using to be able to cast or control whatever unsa yung what are the things that the activities that can be shown in the television. Okay? So the question is how does it works? So simply there is an interconnection between the two devices. So Internet of Things is basically we are allowing communications via multiple devices, via shared network, or commonly we are using also the cloud services or the internet itself so that they can communicate. So for this, the router, which is basically meron most of the houses today with internet connection, has a router to be able to share the internet connection. Again, as I mentioned last meeting also, this is different from modem, although they act similarly, but they have also distinct features. So a router, or simply it could be the use of our modems and other network devices, provides a medium for two or more devices to communicate through a shared network. So this, the cell phone, can be able to give instructions for the TV to be able for it to be executed. At the same time, the TV can also provide response through the same medium to the cell phone that is being used for communication. So in addition, an electronic appliances also such as TV for this example, and devices are programmed basically to receive these signals through the such medium and understand what the other wants to do in terms of the communication itself. So this is basically the how the IoT works. So we have sensors, we have the gateway, we have the medium of communication, we have the cloud server, and also we have some sort of mobile applications that intervene or provides for us the users to give instructions and to check also if ano yung nangyari sa instructions that being sent also. Simply the update or the status of the instruction that is being given. So for this one, we have motion, temperature, luminosity, and pressure sensors. Examples are what we call as the sensors. Then will be forwarded to our gateway, passed through a cloud server, then in a mobile application. And also this is done vice versa also, meaning the mobile app can give instructions at the same time can receive also the status in the same manner as well. Okay. So what are the components of IoT or Internet of Things? I guess we already done with this one. Sensors and modules. Will be having the microcontrollers now and connectivity. Okay. So sensors and modules. This provides the ability for a device to recognize its surroundings and basically to receive and send signals from one component to another. So if I am going to give an analogy of this one, sensors are basically our senses. Okay? So our sense of touch, our sense of because we can sense also temperature at some point. We have also sensor to as our sense of sight, our sense of smell, and etc. Those are basically considered as or technically equivalent to the sensors of our IoT devices. Okay? Again, this provides ability for a device to recognize the surroundings. So for example, the pH level. We don't have technically innate sense to be able to measure the pH level. But we have sensors that can be able to do that. Moisture, yes, we can sense, or we can have our sense of touch can be able to determine if it is moist or not. Probably yes, but on a very specific level in terms of the moisture content, yun yung parang limitation ng senses of human can do, which the sensors, existing sensors today can also do. Okay? So temperature and humidity, smoke sensors, and also the proximity sensors. Okay. So let's talk about temperature and humidity sensors. I guess tapos na din ito natin discuss last meeting. So this sensor gather data on how hot or cold something or the surrounding is. This something could be surrounding object or specific person. Humidity, on the other hand, determines how much water vapor is present in the air. So, these sensors are heavily utilized also in health and medical sectors, factories, and other environments where temperature and humidity is critical factor to overall integrity of the job service itself. Now, proximity sensor determines how close an object is relative to a given point of view. It is used in cars, especially in a very modern cars today with those features like collision detection and etc. Okay? This is being observed also in mga cars today. This is technically one of the default features of every car, especially the backing camera can also identify if mabubunggo na yung sasakyan mo if aatras or anong tawag nito, if it's doing the reverse. Okay? Next sensor is the smoke sensor. Basically, it detects smoke and alerts people and or nearby electronic appliances when there is a smoke detected. Commonly, we have this in mga buildings today to be able to verify or at least have it check kung merong mga sunog or etc. Some sensors are connected to sprinklers, so kapag madidetect yung smoke, something automatically lalabas yung water. Pero some also don't have my alarm system lang that it just beep or make sounds lang if a smoke is detected. Next. Ayun. Okay. This is a short demo. So, ayun. So if a smoke is detected, so the alarm system will just wait to trigger for us to vacate probably and also for other appliances to be notified na meron. Kasi there can be also other things na mangyayari kapag it is properly connected. So if a smoke is detected, basically the appliances can automatically shut down to be able to at least prevent it from possibly na masisira or there will be destruction of the device itself. Other sensors, we have the Global System for Mobile Communication. Ito yung GSM module natin. This is, kung sa cellphone pa, this is where we insert our SIM cards. This provides wireless communication through cellular networks. It's used for sending SMS, phone calls, and or mobile data connections. Okay? So again, this is just mga modules at some point, but considered also as part of IoT. So we use this one to be able to connect to a specific network, like the Globe, Smart, and etc. Okay? Another thing is we have the ultrasonic distance sensor. So this uses, from the name itself, ultrasonic waves. It calculates a precise distance measurement without physical contact. I guess I already mentioned this one as example sa class natin, which is, for example, I want to measure a specific water level. An ultrasonic sensor can be used as well kasi the ultrasonic sensor gives this wave, ultrasonic waves. Tapos, for example, I'm not sure if visible pa. So, if this is the sensor, then the sensor will just going to give waves. So, for example, it gives waves, ganyan, kapag ganyan, lalabas siya ng waves. Tapos, again, no physical contact. Yung waves, babounce back. So, malalaman ng ultrasonic sensor kung gaano kalayo or kalapit na yung parang water level at some point or specific distance or mini-measure niya na possible collision then. Kasi again, it only sends ultrasonic sensor again without physical contact. Okay? And it calculates the distance and can also identify kung gaano na ba kalapit or gaano kalayo in such thing yung minimeasure ng ultrasonic sensor. Luminosity is basically used in modern smartphones where screen automatically adjusts brightness based on light sensor or light intensity noticed by the sensor. So it's being used also in terms kung is it too bright or is it hindi ba light or hindi ba masyadong bright yung surroundings. So it makes our eyes better or at least hindi naman better but safer when using phones kasi hindi masyadong bright ang ini-emit niya when it's already dark at some point. Okay? So we have also passive infrared motion sensor. So this is very similar to ultrasonic but instead it utilizes infrared frequency compared to ultrasonic to detect movements. So this is ideally used by security cameras, automatic lighting, and occupancy detections. Gas sensor detects, from the name itself, various gases such as methane, propane, and carbon monoxide, which is very harmful also. So this is being used in mga industrial locations and companies. Soil moisture sensor, I guess I mentioned this one earlier. So it measures the moisture content present in the soil, which is very useful in farming and possibly building constructions. We have a lot of students working or using the soil moisture sensor to be able to measure kung kailangan pa ba ng patubig or ano pa yung kailangan na specific na needs ng tanim, specifically on lettuce kasi there is a team of our students that conducted in a capstone. Si lettuce kasi is medyo maarte masyado kapag hindi moist yung land itself. Okay? So we have also mga modules, so Wi-Fi module. So basically the idea is similar to GSM module but for Wi-Fi. So it makes or empowers the microcontrollers to allow them to connect to internet. Kasi this is used kapag when we are going to communicate kasi yung device or yung controller natin. Okay? Later I will be able to show you some of the controllers. So Bluetooth also module can be able to communicate via Bluetooth connection. Ang nangyayari dito, si Bluetooth or si Wi-Fi and GSM ang ginagawang communication natin or yung nangyayaring gateway natin. So the soil moisture can be connected to a module or Arduino or a microcontroller like Raspberry or Arduino via wired or could be merong ibang sensor na naka-Bluetooth din. Okay? Some also utilizes Wi-Fi and yung connection na na-establish natin na for sending the information. So the accelerometer or the gyroscope is a combination to have a precise motion sensing and track of gesture recognition, orientation tracking, and stabilization in terms of robotics na mga projects. RFID, as we all know, RFID being utilized for communication also. So yung module na RFID, meaning that your IoT device can be able to communicate through RFID cards rather. Ayun. So microcontrollers. So this will be the second component. Yung first component are the sensor and module. The second component is microcontrollers. So importante sa microcontroller because it controls basically ano yung mga sensors. So dito na connect yung mga sensors. So if you have a soil moisture sensor, you will be connecting your soil moisture sensor to this microcontroller. Because this microcontroller, if connected through a Wi-Fi module or GSM module, can send information through the cloud or internet. Then from the internet, it will travel to specific mobile devices which the user is using para i-control yung soil moisture or i-check yung soil moisture ng specific na location kung saan mo nilagay yung soil moisture. So this provides functionality to the sensor where microcontrollers are programmed to control the behavior of sensors when exposed to various conditions. So for example, you have two sensors na naka-connect sa sa microcontroller. Moisture consent sensor at another sensor that can just open and close specific valves sa water. So meron kasi sensor na nagagamit na ganun. So if your soil moisture sensor babagsak siya, meaning hindi moist yung water, yung isang sensor automatically opens the valve para patubigan yung specific location. That minimizes or eradicates manual na patubig or i-check ng farmer visually ang land kung meron bang kung hindi na babasa o hindi na ba moist so that patubigan. So in that specific example, we are doing automation. And that automation is being done by microcontroller. Kahit walang intervention, makikita na lang sa cellphone ng farmer na nagpatubig kasi nag-drop yung moisture ng specific area ko. So, yun na lang makikita na lang ng farmer. We're just going to give receive status, after status, after status. But also, the user can also manually turn on the valve or manually check also the moisture level sensor if gusto naman din niya. Okay? So furthermore, ito yung sinabi ko nina, at least one sensor can be connected to one controller. So meaning, it could be multiple sensors that you can do. So you can do also luminosity if yung halaman nyo is medyo kailangan siya ng light. For example, I'm not sure if this is true, but I happen to check it on the online. Yung dragon fruit is basically kailangan daw ng light at some point. So, you can do luminosity sensor, tapos kapag nag-drop yung specific the brightness, automatically i-on mo yung lamp or yung parang ilaw so that may, anong tawag nito? May bright that simulates sun kasi yun daw yung kailangan ng dragon fruit. Okay? So these are the two commonly used microcontrollers, the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Okay? So basically, yung Arduino is medyo friendly siya for beginner, used for simple projects, and also it has the on and off na light on switch, then in deep close to the hardware itself. Well, basically, Arduino kasi is parang wala gaan, parang siyang at some point blank slate that you can just easily do all of the sensors and modules combined in one. I mean, ikaw yung mag-a-assemble, ikaw yung i-insert sa lahat. Whereas for Raspberry, parang medyo kompleto si Raspberry. Raspberry at some point is, nandun siya sa microcontroller to computer level na. Nasa in-between siya. So, it has a capability of a computer grade na compared to Arduino na parang microcontroller lang that you need to insert everything for it to work. Si Raspberry is at some point it has its own operating system, even there is a version of Raspberry na Windows na run. Okay? And Raspberry is basically used for more complex na mga project such as send data from cloud server. Well, Arduino can do that still, but you need to install the Wi-Fi or GSM module. Si Raspberry, meron tong automatic na or built-in na sa kanya yung network module kasi. So, may ibang Raspberry that I have seen that there's already an RJ45, yung Ethernet cable na ginagamit natin sa normal computer. Okay? So, basically, ganyan yung parang difference ng dalawang microcontrollers. So, next is the connectivity. So, ito yung pinaka-importante kasi we have sensors, we have controllers, microcontrollers, then paano sila nakakapag-usap? And this is because of the connectivity. So, microcontrollers and sensors must be connected into some specific network, specifically on the internet, to communicate with other devices. Again, yung analogy ko kanina is yung Celetus na ginawa ng students namin before. So, a microcontroller, so for example, ito yung microcontroller, for example, visible pa. Then, we have the sensors. Ano yan? Ayan, siguro that's ano. So, we have the sensor to back it up. Tapos, package ito sila. Then, I need for this information na nakukuha ng sensor natin at microcontroller to be able to communicate to the user. So, we'll be using cell phones, we'll be using laptop, computers, etc. So, this is where interconnection enters. So, to be able for us to communicate with microcontrollers, to have manual controller, etc., or status lang, we will be using this interconnection na din. Okay? So, this will be a figure. So, medyo similar lang kanina. But this will be on a problem if I want an automatic lighting system. So, what we have here is yung tao. tayo, users, we have our phone. Basically, we are using most of the time phone natin. Okay? If wala tayong phone, we can use yung mga digital assistants. Like we have the Google, yung Nest na device. We have also Amazon Alexa, which is very popular in the Western countries. Okay? Then, we have our router, which is our medium for communication. Then, our bulb. So, this would be just our normal bulb. But, if we have a microcontroller connected to the bulb, paano ba to? Paano ba to i-minimize? Okay. Yan na lang. So, if this will be connected to a microcontroller, that gives an idea, or ang nangyayari is nagiging smart bulb na siya. Okay? Parang smart bulb. Okay? Parang yung TV. Pag sinasabi natin na smart TV siya, it has a microcontroller that can communicate to other devices. If that is a smart refrigerator, meron siyang mga sensors, like other sensors similar to meron siyang camera sa loob ng ref. So kapag nagsha-shopping ka na, then hindi mo sure kung ilang specific itlog, beer, or veggies ang nasa ref mo, you can just check on your phone, just turn on the camera, or if medyo super smart na yung ref natin, you can just say, hey Siri, can you check how many cans of beers available in my refrigerator? Then if your ref can do that, if your ref has sensors to check on how many cans of beers available ba through visual or mga pressure sensors, then it can tell you automatically ilan pa yung natitira, so that when you are buying in the grocery or supermarket, mas easy, no need to doubt, or no need maiiwasan yung parang nalimutan na natin na hindi nabili kasi we are just thinking na meron pa, ang ending wala naman. So for this example again, it will be a lighting system. So the user and their computer, or maybe for this case in the cell phone, tapos the light bulbs with microcontroller with installed sensors such as time clocks. So kapag automatically aabot ng 6 p.m., mag-on sila automatically. And may pwede gamitin natin yung luminosity na sensor. If it will detect, anong tawag nito, dim light, automatically mag-on na siya. Okay? So, ito lang yung ginagamit natin. Ito lang yung parang components of IoT. Yung basic components ng IoT. So, the router, connecting microcontroller, and cell phone. Yun. So, kung bibigyan natin ng voice, anong tawag nito? Voice command. So, say, hey Siri, switch the lights on. Yun. So, automatically, our phone will receive that one, transfer the instruction to the router, then the router sends this instruction to our microcontroller. And then, once microcontroller receives it, it will make the lights on. So, yan yung parang basic analogy when we talk about Internet of Things. It just gives us, anong tawag nito? Easier way for us to control our devices at some point, even automation sa naibigay ko rin ng mga examples kanina. Ayun. Okay. So, yung mga examples ng IoT. Okay. So, first is si Waymo. So, Waymo is basically a self-driving car equipped with GPS, Wi-Fi, and virus sensors like proximity sensors. So, meron siyang collision control sensor din. So, it can transport passenger from point A to point B without needing a human driver. So, this is what we call as autonomous driving vehicles. So, meron ito sa labas. Google, Tesla is having this one. So, you can just pinpoint, you can just work at the back of your car, in the back seat, while going from one location to another. Okay? Another is this one, si Amazon. So, merong Amazon, merong .echo, meron din si Alexa, etc. Alexa is basically the voice assistant, pero merong ibang version to. Si Echo, ito yung parang entry level na device nila. So, meron yung parang pataas na mas maganda yung audio at the same time, it can do more. Okay? Panglaban to kay Google Assistant. Okay. So, a voice assistant device that can listen to voice commands such as play music, request Uber driver, or shop online, or just a quick calendar setup. So, it's hands-free. meaning users does not need to press some buttons to operate or at some sort to control the device. So kung bored ka din, medyo intelligent to si Amazon and you can communicate with the AI. You can just ask questions. Amazon, Alexa will just going to search from the internet, then just show niya sa inyo or sasabihin niya sa iyo kung ano yon. If your devices, yung mga smart devices mo like TV, ref, aircon, thermostat, and etc. is connected to Amazon or the voice assistant kay Alexa, you can just say, hey Alexa, can you turn on my AC or my air condition to this specific na level? Or Alexa, can you dim the lights? If your lights can do that, do brightness level or etc. Okay? Next is we have smart plugs. So plugs that can be inserted into outlets and where appliances can connect to these specific smart plugs. So para siya adapter lang na ginagamit, but the adapter has microcontroller inside. So doing so provides the capability to control the plug, especially appliances, to turn off or on remotely or either through a command or specific timer. Yung sino yung parang makakalimutin? Natanggal ko ba yung saksakan ng refrigerator? Did I remove my anong tawag nito? My lamp, or did I remove the electric stove? So if those are the things na parang problem at some point, you can use this one kasi when you are traveling or you are at the office na working or at the school, all you need to do is just check your phone. If naka-on, then just turn it off. As easy as that. Yung mga advantages ng mga smart plugs. Smart bulbs, we already mentioned this one. Iba to sa example kanina, smart bulbs, meron na silang microcontroller inside. Sensor and microcontroller inside the smart bulb, the bulb itself. Okay? So you can control what color, if you wanted color red, kasi yung color red has the lowest level of blue, which is mas maganda kapag tulog daw, pangpatulog daw. So that can adjust it to specific level. So with assistant and additional sensors, it may be automatically adjust lighting like mood and etc. And we can use basically for whatever purpose. So once you're going to tell Alexa, let's say, hey Alexa, I want set exercise mode in for about an hour. So, kapag connected si Alexa sa smart bulb nyo, automatically, si bulb will just going to adjust automatically the light that is intended for exercising. Then, kasi smart speaker si Alexa, it will play yung usual na track mo kapag nag-exercise, or you can on the TV para yung guided exercise routine mo i-show ng smart TV mo. Okay? And you can have that both profiles ng voice assistant. And yung connected smart devices via IoT will just do their thing as you prepared them to do once you give a certain command. Next is yung smart thermostat that controls the specific temperature. So, other than that, you can just have it automatically na parang kung gusto mo, it can just change according to whatever level that you wanted. Next is smart cookers. So, parang very self-explanatory naman din to. So, you can just program specific to your cooking needs and etc. Okay? Ayun. The last part of this lesson is assistive technology. Ito yung mga ginagamit ng mga medical na mga IoT devices and IoT na mga technologies for helping human also. Both physically and also on other things. So this is used to assist people with special needs such as those with audio or visual impairness, muscle disorder, or severe injuries requiring equipment using assistive na mga technologies for physical na mga functions. Okay. So example is we have the eye tracking device. So this is an assistive device that enables user to control the computer through their eyes. Meron to default sa Apple, sa Mac also. So if merong problem sa kamay, hindi maka-move ng mouse, you can just make use of your eye to move the cursor, tapos pag-blink automatically para siyang send ng signal na click. Yun. So you can use this one as part of parang assistive na technology. Ang alam ko sa MacBook, automatically default na to sa MacBook. So you can just use your eye to be able to control the screen. May makikita kayong parang datalag move alongside para siyang cursor for your eyes. Ayan. Next is the touch voice assistant. So this is to assist people on how speak on a language such as specific na parang converter automatic. It can also be used to communicate to other people if one is unsure how to speak the words properly. Meron na ito sa ating mga smartphones, Translate, Google Translate. We have also Translate na app sa iPhone and etc. So automatically you can just say a phrase kahit sinasabi mo lilisen ng phone mo, tapos ang nilalabas sa speaker is the converted or translated na language para maka-communicate kayo. Okay? And AI is being used for that one recently para mas seamless, mas maganda yung translation. Electrical simulation, it's been utilized in the field of medical for long-term treatment for severe nerve injuries in the spine. So it does not, however, treat the spine injury, but more or less, it helps alleviate yung mga nerves na parang need to be fixed or need to be stimulation para at least mag-work yung mga nerves. Okay? Another also is the next generation of hearing aids. So aside from all generation of hearing aids that loudens the surrounding sounds, so the new gen hearing aids can now perceive the user thoughts about the voice, sound, listen deeply while reducing the background voice or the sound sa environment. Ito yung maganda sa even si Apple na AirPods lately may na-receive they updated their AirPods Pro na automatically pwede siya maging hearing aid. So, meron na kasi tayong mga AirPods today and mga, yung mga earphones na automatically can reduce the background noise. So, automatically, it filters the background noise, it focus on the things that you want to listen, like if you are in the call, so, ilalabas niya sa speaker ng ng earpods is yung words lang. AI na siya na detected na sound lang, excluding the noise on the background. At the same time, it acts as hearing aid. At the same time, yung parang sa may problem in terms of hearing, kapag mataas na masyado yung decibels, yung level of loudness, dinidecrease niya. So ito yung mga maganda sa mga latest na mga AirPods and mga earphones na nabibili kayo sa market. Okay? So next is bionic exoskeleton. So if electric stimulation can't help, and probably ito yung mga last resort na. So aside from the exoskeleton, like example wheelchairs, now people in the paralysis state can have a parang chance naman din to move and etc. using IoT devices. So kapag, for example, lumpo, wala pang kamay, that will be so unfortunate. But you can make use of a wheelchair that can be controlled via voice. Let's say forward, stop, etc. Or specific sensor na pwede naman din si wheelchair has a proximity sensor na para hindi siya mabunggo, or automatically with camera that can move also. And mayroong autonomous na parang movement na lang din si wheelchair. Okay? Last is the sign language to speak. This is a very good assistive technology. So this glove can be utilized to be able to translate yung parang language ng deaf to us na nakakadinig. So mag-gesture lang, tapos your phone can receive the gestures and can translate it into voice or into words, so that mas madali yung interaction natin, especially if we are not familiar with the sign language itself. Okay? So I guess that's all with chapter 1. We finished chapter 1. We started with the components of computer system. hardware, software, peopleware. Then the second lesson is focused on the IoT or Internet of Things, which focus on the three components na discuss kanina natin. We have the sensors, we have the microcontrollers, and we have the connectivity. And also, apart from that, advanced level of IoT or advanced utilization of IoT is andito sa assisted technology. So since this is just a recording, if you have questions, you can just ask this one during our class. Pagbalik natin next week, or maybe you can have a question also sa GC natin. Okay? I suppose this ends chapter. Thank you for listening and bye.